about my love for computer science, while helping my grandfather, who's very, very stubborn, become proficient in technology usage, mainly just email. So I realized that there was a need for this in our rural communities as they don't have the funds and people aren't really pushing it to try to teach them how to do it. So according to the Federal Communications Commission, rural areas have less access to broadband infrastructure than the urban areas, and the rural areas have fallen much behind the urban areas and the suburban levels of the fixed broadband. So with that comes not knowing how to use it, not knowing how to access it, and not knowing what danger is truly behind it. So they have said to fall behind about 54%, leaving these areas weaker and the people of these areas, again, not knowing how to use it to be protected against malware and such threats. So what I want to do is be able to help them and be able to find a way where I could do it in my free time with this degree and be able to just give people the help that they critically need. A way to protect their social security numbers that everyone puts in their phone, credit cards, and things like that against ransomware that may be in something such as simple as your email. Just something so I can truly help protect their information. Again, while I was teaching my grandfather, this was something that I really had to stress. Something I had to stress to him that he shouldn't be opening random emails, shouldn't be emailing back and forth or clicking random links, as this is something that could have become very dangerous to him in his old age, as he wouldn't really know the difference between a spam email and someone trying to actually send him some information that he needed. And this really creates a unique issue for these areas because the residents aren't very aware of what lies behind it, and they also don't know how to use the information very well. So we're transitioning to a time where also in schools and stuff like that, these rural areas need help. Even in my school today, where we use a lot of technology, we see people getting around the hacking them and all of that. And they're not only used for entertainment, but it's used for our reading, our math, our sciences. And schools without sufficient broadband, they really suffer. They suffer because the schools that have it are going to be ahead of the curve, and these schools are going to fall behind. Not to mention the schools without it completely that are still just using pencil and pen, and these schools are really the schools that are seeming to lack. And they do worse on test scores and things of that nature. And on the other side of the spectrum, there's also, again, the elderly, people who haven't grown up with technology as I have, and they're hit very hard in areas such as ransomware and malware. They're probably the people that suffer from it the most, as they have the most to lose. They have the most to risk without even truly knowing like the dangers that lie behind it. So this is why I think that I want to be a computer science major with an emphasis on cybersecurity. And I think my grandfather would be really, really proud of me, even in all of his stubbornness.